We're back.
Yes. Welcome back to the point of Bethesda gaming, I guess.
Wait, you still on that crap?
I wanted to say this. That whole conversation was trying to lead up to how people don't like the new Fallout game.
Uh-huh.
Because it's all the Fallout people who are like. Actually, I think I should stop the conversation because I don't like any RPGs from that time era. So maybe I shouldn't chime in saying maybe this is better. You know what I mean?
Have you ever played Ultima, Gothic, or any of the other 1,000 super popular RPGs?
No.
Exactly. So you can't just be like, "Oh, I don't like Bethesda."
I have played. I played Paper Mario.
Paper Mario.
Yeah, that's an RPG. It's an old one too. Well, no, I played the 2005 one. That was in your door.
Mm-hmm.
I like RPGs. It's just that I like modern RPGs mainly because it's not weird.
Same hallway. I mean, it's not weird. What's not? What's the not weird part?
I already said that in the last episode about how the interface and UI. I guess if UI is the proper term. You know what I mean? That's the main annoying part of it, and that's what people will get mad at about nowadays. Like Skyrim, it's like, oh, they have it where it tells you where to go. You know what I mean?
I found them.
Like it has markers. Like that's not fun. You know what I mean? It breaks immersion. It's like but it's one of those things where they make the disadvantage of the game from time is the feature. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
No, what I'm trying to say is people will say, oh, they dumbed it down. You know what I mean? Like old RPGs, they gave you a map and it was like go here. You know what I mean? You had like a actual map that came with the game. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's like go do these directions, and then people get mad at how nowadays it tells you everything and where to go and all that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But they're using the old, like, what? Oh, is this,
This is why I like the game, because
yeah.
Look, watch.
Yeah, I want to stop the conversation for this, to point this out.
See? Here I am. Oh, I got an achievement.
Achievement.
Finally.
Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, this is prequel. You're junior detective.
Junior detective.
Oh, no, you're attorney, never mind.
What? I'm a detective. What are you talking about?
No, I mean Ace. Not wait. I was about to say Ace Ventura. I meant Phoenix Wright. You know who that is?
Yes. And see, now I play a flashback. Cause see, I've been passed out.
Yeah.
Cause when I crashed, I passed out.
You went through like a wormhole or something.
We all did.
Oh, you all did?
Yeah. But we all crashed in different areas. And I blacked out while everybody else went out and fought.
But what I'm trying to say is that the older RPG players would spout the disadvantages, or at least the drawback. I can't think of the word. Like, what would you call something that had to get I can't think of the word exact. Like the negatives of the game as a feature. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's it's not that as an example. No, I can't think of an example. But what I'm trying to say is they would say that the fault of the game or like drawbacks from how the game was at that time is just the feature. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the game doesn't have a map in game. Like, well, not a map in game, but like it won't tell you where to go, and you have to follow directions. Because it's like a feature. Well,
it's a feature.
Well, I guess not. What I'm trying to say is that
crap.
When it comes to certain things, like they'll say certain drawbacks to how the game was because of that era were features of that era, and when it advanced, because they could able to do that, not necessarily with just maps.
Yeah.
But that was just like the thing off the top of my head. But when they were able to advance through that to make to be able to upgrade because of because of like advancements in games, they would say that, oh, they're dumbing it down. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say with that?
Yeah.
And that's why I like a lot of modern day RPGs, because it's not as complicated. But people will say, oh, the complication of a lot of things was a feature, and but now it's just being casualized.
Casualized.
Yeah. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, but it's a dumb way to say it.
I know. I was trying to say something, but it can be summed up with they basically, the drawbacks of the era, they consider that a feature, and when it advanced, they considered that dumbing it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's basically the main idea of it, and I was stuck on like one tangent of a map. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because that's one thing I always hear with Skyrim, that it sucks because you can't follow directions. That's also another thing. If they did have it where, oh, go north, go east, then go west, and then we'll find the cave, but Skyrim is such a massive world. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. That you'd never find it.
Yeah. Also, how you can't kill all the NPCs. Like, some of them won't die, and it's like that's not immersive, and it's like, who's going around killing people? You know what I mean? And also, they just want to kill all the NPCs and then just not be able to advance.
Yeah, and then those are also the same people that would complain that if they killed all the NPCs, then they won't be able to play the game and they have to start all over. It's like, oh,
well, I wouldn't say they're the same people, but like,
no, they're the same people.
But
It's the same people. The person that complains that they don't let me kill whoever I want is also the one that says, "Oh well, I can't complete the story now. Well, it shouldn't let me kill that person."
But that's basically what my thing is when it comes to the that's basically what my thing was. Like the RPGs like advance through time, through like, consoles and like technology, how you can do more.
Uh-huh.
But when the older audiences, when it comes to that, will say that, oh, they're just casualizing it instead of like upgrading it for how it should be nowadays.
Yeah.
That's basically what my main thing was, and I was just lost for words. But anyway, back to the game.
Back to the game.
Yeah, I guess.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure you don't we're playing a action adventure game, a futuristic military game, and you're talking about RPGs and Bethesda.
Yeah, we're talking about how Fallout. I don't know. I'm just mad that so many people are complaining about Fallout 4. Like, I was about to get on another tangent, but
and that's why Half-Life 3 will never happen.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because as soon as they're like, oh, Half-Life 3 now, it'll be like, everybody, like, well, why does it look like crap? It looks like crap. Why did you make this crap game? Yeah, it's crap.
That's the thing. Like, graphics, I doubt graphics can advance any further. You know what I mean? And with games like Half-Life, they don't have like an art style in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have like, it's not like Borderlands where it has sort of a long-standing art style. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's more realistic, but in a different world. So the graphics for that will just be like more realistic. I wouldn't say like Call of Duty realistic, but like, well, maybe, but like
they could.
But it can't, like, if they tried to make more, you know what I mean? They can't really advance the graphics any more than graphics already are.
Yeah.
Or, well, at least I will say though that a lot of people always say that, but it always like gets turned over. But the problem is that we're getting so close to it looking so real that that soon it's just not going to be. You know what I mean?
That's why I don't like sports games, because they try and be so realistic that it doesn't even look real.
Yeah, it gets to the point where it looks like CGI in a movie. And it doesn't look like it neither looks like a game nor a person. You know what I'm trying to say? Like when it comes to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, when it comes to graphics,
yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that is, in my opinion, where it should stop. You know what I mean? As soon as like the cutscene graphics become like actual graphics,
Mm-hmm.
which that's basically when it should stop because it gets to the point where it looks close enough to reality without not looking like reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like when you look at what's his name,
Who?
Kevin Spacey. You look
Yeah.
at him, it's like that looks like exactly like Kevin Spacey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't look weird or awkward. You know what I mean? It just looks exactly like him, and it looks like a game.
Yeah.
That's why like a lot of people don't come. Yeah, and I think that might also be the reason why people don't like Fallout 4 because it doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
But the problem is that you can't really compare Call of Duty because at this point, Call of Duty still has good archaic gameplay, even though a lot of people say it's old. You know what I mean? But there's always a new person to play it. You know what I mean?
I guess.
But at this point, I don't really consider Call of Duty like to be extremely like, oh, you're buying this for mainly the gameplay. At this point, I more consider it like, oh, this is what consoles can do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
that's why Call of Duty.
There's no gameplay in Call of Duty.
That's why Ghosts was just was at that point like there was no good like the graphics were not great at all. And people, it was sort of like how Avatar is.
How
in theaters, like a lot of people thought it looked great and everything, and it was like a great movie. But then when you take it home and watch it again and again, without it being in IMAX, you then realize that the story itself is bad. You know what I mean? Or at least it's a generic story.
You mean Unobtainium isn't a good product name?
Yeah, but it's sort of like that, where it doesn't have the main selling point, which is supposed to put...
It's, what is it? It's, oh crap, there's a word, I'm trying to think of it. Not superficial, but it's just... It's so generic and basic. It's like, oh, these are the people we have to fight for ourselves, and then, oh no, they're people who we thought were bad is actually good. We should fight for them.
Are you talking about the Advanced Warfare?
I'm talking about. I guess the same story, really.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Avatar.
I thought you were talking about Advanced Warfare, but
no, I was talking about Avatar because it is. It's like, it's like they go to the Pandora to harvest it.
But
and then it's like, oh, these are actually good guys, and we should help them.
Yeah.
Let's fight against everybody else now.
But I will. But the thing is with Avatar is that it's a good movie in the sense that it like sells. It sort of sells what movies can be in IMAX.
Yeah.
And it was good for that. You know what I mean? Sort of like how I guess Iron Man 2. Well, maybe not Iron Man 2. But I was about to say something about Marvel Universe. How Iron Man 2 at the time was good because it was hinting at a bunch of Marvel things, but now it's not that good of a Marvel movie.
Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
But it's not as good as when we first saw it. It's sort of like that where it does a purpose.
It doesn't have it doesn't have much repeat to it.
That's sort of like Avatar and the Call of Duty games is that it serves a purpose to show something. You know what I mean? But after that, it's not. After that, play the multiplayer. Well, at least for Call of Duty. And that's why I think Ghost failed at least, because it didn't have, like I said, it didn't have the good graphics. Like people were pointing out that it had awful graphics because it was basically a game for PlayStation, for like PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, ported to like the new consoles and then sold like, oh, this is next gen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it wasn't, which is why that game failed, because it didn't serve the purpose that Call of Duty games usually serve. And that's why Call of Duty Advanced Warfare was considered better, because it didn't. It served its purpose for like showing off like what graphics should be at this point for video games, and it also had Kevin Spacey. You know what I mean? And he did a pretty good job in that.
Yeah, I think he was a good character in character choice in that.
Like the thing is that it's not really a unique character choice, but the reason why it's not unique is because it's good. Because when done right, it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing when it comes to overused character choices. People will say, "Oh, it's bad to use that." Where it's not that it's bad to use that. It's just that people. It's not that it's bad to use that because because it's overused. Because it's
There
overused
we
because
go.
it's good if done right.
Yeah.
But people don't. But people think, "Oh, we should just have that thing and we're done," and that makes it good. But
Kill him.
that's also another topic though. But I forgot what this was all talking. Oh, about why Fallout 4.
Yeah, everything still goes to Fallout 4, then you
Yeah,
just go off on
but
something else.
that's why I'm saying why Fallout 4. People complain about the graphics because it's not as good as
There we go.
as what the next gen games are right now. Where when it comes to next gen games, like they try to push the graphics, but the gameplay isn't all that great because they're mainly focused on the graphics.
Yeah.
And it serves a purpose, but RPGs aren't really the purpose for that's also another thing. RPGs aren't made to push graphics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like the big thing when it comes to at least Fallout 4. That's also another topic that it.
But you gotta think, they're basing the in-game graphics on a teaser trailer that wasn't even used by an engine.
In the teaser trailer, it did show some in-game footage, just landscapes. But I heard that it was pre-alpha footage, but I'm not too sure about that.
But that's the thing. It wasn't even used with an engine. It wasn't even used with the engine.
Yeah, and also it was YouTube compressed. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
Like I did hear that apparently if you download it, like just straight download it from some source, I can't remember exactly, and download it and then play on like straight from your computer, like with no compression, no nothing, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Because because RPGs don't serve a purpose of pushing how good graphics can be at the time that we're at now.
I mean, look at
They're
Fallout 4. 3, it looked horrible graphics, but it was good.
Yeah, with me though, when I look at it, maybe it's also because I just don't care about graphics that much. Like I said, last episode, I think N64 graphics are good.
Uh-huh.
I do. I generally think that they're pretty good.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
But we also
Some of them.
we also grew up with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of like how people say NES is is just like unsurpassable when it comes to like classic. Well, SNES I should say, not NES.
Yeah.
SNES is unsurpassable when it comes to when it comes to game graphics of like classic.
Uh-huh.
But whenever I look at it, not all of them, but like with me, I don't really like them as much as people say I should.
Oh, crap. What's going on?
Is it?
Yeah.
It
Well, it's actually the end of this episode.
Yeah.
This episode went over way too much long.
Yeah. Next time on graphics gaming, we talk about we talk about the nostalgia effect on gaming as a whole and why
Holy
we
crap,
see
you see
more.
his hand?
What?
Look at his hand.
Oh. Yeah. Next time on graphics.